Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fractal Bitcoin.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's go. This show's about your prosperity. We talk about Bitcoin and we talk about the collapse of fiat currencies. Let's get to the price. Bitcoin price right now, $58,645. And yeah, today's a little bit of a red day, but we're still hanging around here. And, nothing major price-wise is happening. Yep, but the weekly targets remain intact out of the cup and handle to 120K. Oh, yeah, the cup with the handle. Yeah, so this is apparently a pattern, a trading pattern, and if it works out, then we'll go up to the 120 or 125K area. But, look, between this fall and next year, we're probably going to go a lot higher than that. So, but that's good news. And yeah, Bitcoin is not a bubble. It is a measure of the collapse of fiat currency. Yeah, this is true. People call Bitcoin all kinds of things because they don't understand Bitcoin. But if you understand Bitcoin, you know that it's just a measure of the collapse of fiat. I don't know. A lot of things about Bitcoin, it takes a while for the information to seep into your brain, and then one day it clicks, and then you're like, oh, now I get it. So if you're not there yet, stuff like this, you might not grok it 100%, but anyway, you get the idea for sure. And yeah, here's Preston. This was an interesting post. Got a lot of comments on Noster. When I see intellectual people not understand Bitcoin, what is often preventing them from getting it is a deeply held core belief that the world is spiraling out of control and can't get better. Because of this pessimistic conviction, it's almost like it's impossible for them to wrap their head around it. It's a very strange yet persistent theme. Yeah, and for me, for one, I'm an optimist, right? I believe the world can get a lot better. I believe all the absolute criminals and corrupt lizard people who are in charge, who are suppressing the rest of us, I believe we can overcome them and send them all to an early grave and just be free. But not everyone thinks that, right? A lot of people are very pessimistic for some reason. Look, maybe that's their nature, fine, but that's a really interesting point he's making. And here's Guy Swan. This is a great post too. The bigger the Bitcoin team gets, the harder it is to fight. The earlier you join the Bitcoin team, the more you will be rewarded for cooperating instead of fighting. The game theory is surprisingly simple. Sound money will eat the world and finally cure the cancer of fiat. I mean, look, this is put so well. Thank you, Guy Swan. He has a show called The Bitcoin Audible. If you haven't listened to Guy Swan, really amazing. But yeah, why are we fighting against it? Let's go with it. Bitcoin is separating money from state. It's absolutely glorious. This is, as the title of this episode says, Bitcoin is the greatest invention of our lifetimes. And I know there have been many other great scientific inventions. Those are good too. And some of them are great. I get it. But separating money from state and stopping all this authoritarian control and suppression of the people, that's the fundamental of society. That's like the bedrock fundamental of society. If we fix that, everything else can grow on top of it, right? Including all the scientific inventions. So yeah, and the Bitcoin podcast posts, the dollar is not money. Oh, by the way, this was Joel Heyman as Walker's guest on the Bitcoin podcast. It says, the dollar is not money and you will adopt Bitcoin. You don't have a choice. You're going to have to figure out Bitcoin. It's not going away. And I never thought to put it this way to the people I know, right? Like family and stuff. I never thought to explain Bitcoin in this direct and right in your face way, but it's true, right? You will adopt Bitcoin. It's coming. You will. So you don't have a choice. You do not have a choice. You will have to adopt Bitcoin. So start earlier rather than later, right? Yeah. Yeah. And here's a clip of Jack Mallers. It's a short clip, but we don't have to watch it because this is the quote right here. No matter who you are, you're better off on Bitcoin's team than against it. Yeah, so be on Team Bitcoin and let's go. Let's separate money from state and you're better off on Team Bitcoin. What are you going to do, fight Bitcoin? Good luck. Yeah, and BOP here says this is about stacking and accumulating more Bitcoin. You have 4 to 6 more months to stack sub 100K sats. You're not stacking hard enough. So yeah, once we hit 100K and go up to 200K, 300K, we don't know if we're ever going to be below 100K again. Probably not. So and don't look, in the future, you're going to look back and say, oh my God, Bitcoin was, what is it today? Oh my God, Bitcoin was $58,600. Oh, I wish I bought more Bitcoin at 58.6. Yeah, that's what everyone's going to be saying. So think about it. This is not financial advice, but you might want to stack harder. And yeah, this is news here, mining news. Bitcoin miner Marathon is to raise $250 million to buy more Bitcoin. And they bought $100 million in July and currently hold about 20,000 Bitcoin. So this is a mining company, Marathon. It's one of the biggest miners in the world. And I believe they're based in Texas, but they're borrowing money to buy Bitcoin. This is what all the big guys are doing now. So yeah, and also it's a different article, but I didn't get it. But apparently every block that Marathon mines, they're putting into the block. This block was mined in the USA. All right, people are all excited about that. Yay, go USA, whatever. Anyway, it's kind of cool, but whatever. It's just in a block and whatever. All right, subscribe to the channel if you'd like to. If you're on Rumble, follow on Rumble. And if you're watching on YouTube, consider finding the show on Rumble and following there, because I don't know when YouTube is going to pull the plug on this show. I really don't. So, all right, let's get into a few stories about fiat and government nonsense. This is for context because Bitcoin solves these issues.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. So here you go. This is the big new thing around the world is countries are seeing posts online on social media. They're finding the people who posted those posts and they're going to their house and they're arresting them and they're putting them in jail for posting on social media. The UK, you probably heard, UK is doing it like crazy. Canada is starting and Australia is doing it. And this is a pattern, but the virus has spread to Canada. Yeah, the new liberal online harms bill is to make online hate punishable up to life in prison. Yeah, this is called authoritarian governments going way overboard. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. This is why we all should get on Noster. Because guess what? They can't control Noster. Noster's like Bitcoin. It's decentralized, censorship resistant. Governments can't control Noster. They can't. So get on Noster. Yeah, and here's an article about this. The UN Cybercrime Draft Convention was approved unanimously, despite widespread opposition. So yeah, the United Nations approved its first cybercrime treaty, a massive surveillance pact that mandates intrusive domestic surveillance measures and states' cooperation in surveillance and data sharing in a unanimous vote. So yeah, the EU or the United Nations is done. They're saying that, look, for cybercrime, we need to be able to not only track what everyone's doing, but intrusively surveil them. Yeah, they're going to intrusively surveil everybody because if they post the wrong thing, they want to put them in jail. Look, this is the kind of thing we talked about for sort of when COVID happened. We talked about this type of thing where countries could get so authoritarian and everyone's like, no way, they'll never do that. They're doing it. They're doing it. And here, okay, because tonight, apparently, Elon Musk is going to interview Donald Trump on X. That's happening tonight, which is August 12th, 2024. And guess what? The EU commissioner, Thierry Breton sent a letter to Elon. He warned Elon in a letter that tonight's live stream with Donald Trump may violate the Digital Services Act. Oh my God. Yeah, stating, we won't hesitate to use our full toolbox if needed to protect EU citizens from serious harm. Again, authoritarian psychopaths. And look, governments these days around the world, anyone in the government, they're psychopaths. They think they have complete control over your life. They want to mandate every little thing you can do. This is not what government is supposed to be for. Government's supposed to be there just to manage some high-level things. But they've taken it so far. They've gone so far down this authoritarian rabbit hole. People think it's normal now that they're going to surveil you and punish you and put you in jail for a Twitter post, for a tweet. How has this been normalized? I mean, wake up. Yeah, look at this. 125 years ago, you didn't have to ask permission from the government to collect rainwater, go fishing, own a property, start a business, build a home, get married, hunt, own a weapon, cut hair, sell a product, protest, or sell food. You can do virtually nothing without being extorted by government and obtaining their permission first. If you still think you're free, you're deluding yourself. You are just free-range humans living on a tax farm. You are just a free-range human living on a tax farm. Think about that. Yeah, and this is, speaking of the UK, this is 2A, right? In the US. If you write mean things about me, I'll come get you. And here in the US, we say, we're waiting. We're waiting. Yeah, the US government can't do this, by the way. The U.S. government could never start going to people's houses and arresting them for posts on Facebook and Twitter. They can't. They can't. They don't have enough people, and they're gonna get hurt. Yeah, because of what George Washington is holding on the bottom half of this panel you're looking at. It's a gun. Yeah. Yeah, and in more authoritarian news, Russia and Venezuela block Signal Messenger. Yeah, you know the Signal app? Little messenger app, which some people have been saying for years that that's a captured app. I don't know. I really don't know. But look, who are they to tell you what app you can use? Hello? Hello? No answer. No answer. It's completely immoral. All right, now let's get into some Noster news. Again, if you're not on Noster, Noster's great, man. Get an app. On iOS, get the Damus app, DAMUS. And for Android, get Amethyst. Or there's also an app called Primal, which works on iOS and Android. But yeah, now, check this out. Every Noster note now has a Lightning address. So you can get a Lightning address for a specific post on Noster. We call them notes on Noster. That's what the N stands for. Noster stands for notes and other stuff transmitted by relays. And so the notes can now have their own Lightning address, so people can zap you for a note, even if they're not on Noster. Anyway, this is just showing the development of Noster and decentralized protocols using Bitcoin, which is freedom money on freedom tech. This is the growth of freedom money and freedom tech. Hallelujah. And Tster, let's give a shout out to Tster. Yeah, Tster.io. They do live stream music shows, like concerts, and you can zap the performers. You can zap them sats as they're performing. You can also watch a bunch of the replays. It's called value for value live music because that's what it is. If you think the artist is giving you value, you can zap them some sats. It's really cool. And Open Mike runs it. And I want to thank Open Mike specifically because he gave a big zap to our show, Fractal Bitcoin, yesterday. So thanks for the big fat zap, Open Mike. I appreciate you. And I can't wait to continue supporting Tster going forward. This is a completely new paradigm for live music. So check it out. Check it out. And yeah, here, this is a post from Anarcho. Big fan of the show. What's up, bro? Yeah, he posted this. I thought this was amazing. This is an amazing frozen waterfall in the Alps in South Tyrol, Italy. Look at this image. And that's a guy obviously, that's a guy standing there. Look at this, a frozen waterfall. What? That is so cool. Oh my goodness, I love it. All right, and here's a little message I thought you might want to hear. 20 years from now, you'd give anything to be this age again, exactly this healthy, and have this time again. Go do some main character S before it's too late. Or some main character stuff before it's too late. Yeah, this is life, man. The time is ticking by. In 20 years, you're going to be like, oh my God, 2024 when Bitcoin was 58K. And not just Bitcoin, but even in your own life. Like, for instance, right now, I'm writing a novel. I've never written anything in my life, but I have an idea and I can get some help from AI here and there, and I'm going to do it. And it's hard, and it's going to take a long time. But I'm doing it because I love my idea, and I want it to become a book or a movie or both. So that's the message for you. Go for it. Now. This is our website, fractalbitcoin.com. Click this link at the very top. It says join our locals community. And this is our locals. You can join. It's free. There's some exclusive videos I post each week. Here's one on Sunday. This was yesterday. I posted it from my back deck. And yeah, it was great. And yeah, and I actually talked about the 14er we climbed on Saturday, which was great. And so, yeah, so that's it for today. Please subscribe to the channel. And if you're on Rumble, follow. And I appreciate all you guys. I appreciate that you're sticking with Bitcoin and sticking with this channel over the summer, which has been pretty boring, except for about a week ago when we crashed. But that's not the kind of excitement that we love the most. We like when the price goes way up, and that's going to happen. So things are going to get a lot more exciting. I appreciate you, all the comments. Thank you, everybody, for your support. Give me a yeah, oh yeah in the comments. Let's go. All right, that's it. I'll see you tomorrow for tomorrow's Bitcoin news video. All right, later.